Hey guys, welcome back. So today we're going to do some more torture testing, but we're going to take a slightly different approach. In the past, I've just taken handguns and even rifles and just kind of haphazardly thrown them in random mud holes, creeks and mud holes that we found on the Mac range. And many of you have criticized that approach, and probably rightly so. Going forward, we're going to try to do something a little bit different. We're going to try to take a more structured approach to our testing. We're going to use test medium that we've picked up from our local hardware store, stuff that you can pick up yourself if you want to try to replicate the testing that we've done here on the Mac channel. Although I will issue this warning, you probably shouldn't try to do some of the things that we do. There is the chance that you can cause a firearm to explode, malfunction, whatever. So there are risks associated with this type of testing. But anyway, we're going to do a more structured approach going forward. And we have two new test subjects that we're going to start off this new testing methodology with. The first pistol is the Rex 01. This is made in Slovenia. It's a 9mm pistol, and it looks very similar to another handgun you're probably quite familiar with. That would be the Sig Sauer P226. So here you have it, guys. These are our first two test subjects to be used in our new testing methodology. The Rex 01 is a 9mm pistol that has similar features to the Sig Sauer P226. I've reviewed this handgun in the past. If you take a search on the videos that are available on the Mac channel, you can probably find that review. If not, I'll put a link in the description below to the review of this handgun. The other test subject, the P226, this happens to be a Legion pistol. This is the top of the line, brand new Sig, and that's what we've chosen to do our testing with. So both of these pistols are brand new pistols. Neither one of them been fired. This will be the first time they've been fired this afternoon. However, we field stripped both of the handguns, cleaned them, lubed them, got all the factory lube and grease off of them, and got them ready for shooting, okay? So we've used CLP as our lubricant, and right over my shoulder is where we're going to be doing our testing. We're going to go ahead and start loading up the containers with the test medium and begin shooting our handguns in this exciting new testing methodology. Hopefully it's fun for you guys to watch. Let's get started. So here we go, guys. This is how we're going to do all of our testing going forward. We have 4 separate containers here. Let's start over here on my left, your right. We have a container full of just regular old tap water, okay? We're going to first dunk the pistols in the water, bring them straight up, and fire 10 rounds out of the handgun. If the gun works, then we're going to come straight over to the box full of sand. This is just regular play sand that you can buy at your local Menards or Home Depot or whatever. Going to dunk it in to the sand, and the test protocol is going to be put the handgun on top of the sand and push it until it's flush, turn it over, push it until it's flush, pick it up and fire it. 10 rounds, okay? Then after we get done with the sand, we're going to come back over to the water, clean the sand off, and then we're going to go to the next test medium, dirt. But after we clean the gun off in the water, we're going to fire 10 rounds out of the gun to make sure that it's functioning before we go to the next test. Same thing, put the handgun in the dirt, push it as flush as we can into the dirt on both sides, fire 10 rounds. Take the handgun back over to the water, clean it off as best we can, fire 10 function check rounds, and then come over to the mud. Now you can see the consistency of the mud. We've purposely made it so it's rather thick, okay? It's still soupy enough where it can get into various components of the gun, but it's not water-like, okay? I'm gonna rinse my finger off. Now, at any time, if this water gets so dirty that we feel that it might actually be adding particulate into the internals of the gun, we'll go ahead and flush this container and put fresh water in it, okay? The ammunition that we're going to use is some Fiocchi 124 grain ball ammunition. The ammo that we're going to use during our tests throughout this, testing cycle for however long we do this, for however many years, the ammunition may change, but we're going to try to find at least mil-spec or close to mil-spec ammo. I can't get the ZQI stuff anymore, which is definitely military ball, but this 124 grain Fiocchi should be fairly close, okay? And it's ball round, so it should give it the best chance for feeding. All right, guys, so that's our basic testing methodology. We're going to dunk it in water, fire, dunk it in sand, fire 10 rounds, dunk it in water, clean it off, fire 10 function check rounds, and continue that methodology all the way through until the mud. Now, if the gun has a malfunction, we will log that malfunction and the type of malfunction that it is, and then we will try, first of all, remedial action, tap, rack, bang, try to get the gun running again. If we can't simply get the gun running, it's down, we will field strip it, we'll take note of that, clean it up as best as we can, and resume testing with that particular firearm. All right? Here we go, guys. let's load up some magazines and start testing. The first pistol up is the AREX Rec 01 pistol. We have 10 rounds loaded into the magazine. We're going to go ahead and make the pistol ready, decock it, and I'm going to dunk it in water, pull it up, and fire 10 rounds. I'm going to let the gun completely submerge, let all the bubbles stop coming out of the gun so we know it's completely full of water. Looks good. All right, here we go, 10 rounds. Locked open. I probably should put my face shield down for the next one. All right, we're going to take another 10-round magazine, make the gun ready, decock it, going to put it in the sand, push it flush, pick it up, turn it over, put it in the sand, push it flush, pick it up, and fire 10 rounds. Locked open. I'm going to flush the magazine in my hands mostly and load 10 more rounds. I do have to dunk the handgun now that I've placed it in the sand to clean it off. We're just going to leave this tape rolling so there's no question. Is that one full, Omar?
Yes.
All right, this one needs 5 more, please. All right, I'm going to go ahead and with a slide lock to the rear, I'm going to dunk the handgun in there. Clean the sand out as best I can. Shake it off, make the weapon ready. Decock it. I can feel the sandy grit in it already. It's going in the dirt. Push it flush on one side. Push it flush on the other. 10 rounds. All right, locked open. 10 rounds. I'm going to go ahead again, dunk the handgun. Get it as clean as I can in the water. And now the mud test. Make the weapon ready. I can definitely feel the grit in the action. There's sand inside. I'm going to throw it in the mud. Push it flush on one side. Push it flush on the other. And 10 rounds. All right, so it went through the entire test with 0 failures. Let's see how the SIG does. Let's go ahead and clean the gun up real quick. We will now change this water, guys, so we're going to have to stop the tape. I just want to get as much of the goop off the gun as I can. I'll still tell you that there's definitely sand inside the action of this gun. That sand gets into everything, guys. But it's working. No failures and locked open. All right, let's go ahead and flush this water. Let's get some fresh water going and get the SIG Legion up and see how it does. So the guys reminded me I broke my own protocol. So when I dunked it in the sand and went back and cleaned it off in the water, I didn't fire 10 rounds to confirm function. So since I did not do that with the Rec 01 pistol, I am not going to do that with the SIG, okay? Maybe next time I'll remember to do everything in order properly. Forgive me, guys, it's my first time. Next up, the SIG Legion. She's all ready to go. First 10 rounds. Simple water test. Decock the pistol, make it ready to go. Put it in the water. Wait till the bubbles stop coming up. All right, she looks like she's completely full of water, 10 rounds. Locks open. 10 rounds. Now what I will say about the SIG Legion is they've made that slide stop so small that I have a real hard time hitting it with my finger. Decock it, make it ready. Lay it in the sand, push it till it's flush. Other side, push it till it's flush. 10 rounds. Locked open. Go ahead and wash the pistol off, get the sand out of it as best we can. Not going to fire a function check. I can't use that slide stop. Make the gun ready. Push it flush into the dirt, one side. Flush into the dirt, second side. 10 rounds. Malfunction. Does not look like the gun went into battery. Looks like it's just slightly out of battery. Okay, I pounded the slide home. Let's see if it fires. All right. Ejections become very erratic. It's just barely limping. The cartridge is out. I can see them just kind of falling out, and it malfunctioned again. So we had one failure to close. I'm not sure what the type of malfunction this is. Let's go ahead and lock the slide open. That was the last round, and again, it was a failure to chamber, okay? So let's go ahead and clean the gun off. Try to get as much of the contaminants out of it as we can. Now, to be fair, I did not clean the AREX nearly this thoroughly. I want to try to get this gun back to functioning. Since it did fail to fire, I am going to fire rounds to confirm its function because it has failed. All right, still feels a little bit sluggish. Decock it, and these are 10 rounds to confirm function. Okay, as you can see, we may have to take the gun apart and clean it, guys. The rounds are just barely falling out of the action. I think it fired all rounds. It did, but it kind of stovepiped on that last round. All right, well, do I clean it? I mean, I know it's going to fail in the mud test. Tell you what, let's try to clean it out one more time. Let me get a fresh magazine here. Omar, can I get a fresh mag? Oh, it's right here. Okay. Magazine looks good. It's a nice fresh mag. All right. Let's see if we can get the gun to cycle 10 rounds before we continue our testing in the mud. Okay. Same thing, guys. Our slide velocity is way down. It fired all 10 rounds, but it's just barely kicking the empties out. I'm going to go ahead and stop the test here. I'm going to clean the gun and see if we can resume. If we can get it functioning properly, we'll stick it in the mud. But right now, I know it's going to fail the mud test. Let's clean it up real quick. Okay, guys, we're going to clean up the SIG P226 to see if we can get it back to working. All right, we're going to go ahead and field strip the magazines out. Chamber's clear. Take it apart. Now, if you look inside the gun, I really don't see a whole lot of material that's built up. It looks mostly wet more than anything. It doesn't look like it's really got a bunch of sand or dirt inside of it. But let's go ahead and get it completely stripped down. And this is gun scrubber, all right? We're gonna blast everything. Gonna make sure that we get all the trigger components cleaned, make sure everything's functioning properly. All right, it feels very, very good. I'm gonna wipe it off and then we will lube it. All right, let's let that gun scrubber dry. Turn our attention towards, you can see it looks very clean. We're good to go. All right, turn our attention to the slide. All right, we'll dry it off, let it dry, and then we'll get some lubricant on it. Does not look like anything's blocking the firing pin. Everything looks really clean, guys. It didn't look that dirty when I took it apart initially. All right, spring, fine. It just looks a little bit wet. There's no... It's gonna rain on us here, guys. We're getting ready for a thunderstorm to hit. All right, so let's go ahead and lube this sucker up. Just get a little bit of lube on it. Brush it in, get it on all the parts. Make sure we got lube on those slide rails. All right, just make sure we got lube, plenty of lube on the slide rails. Wipe off the excess. All right. I think we're good to go there. All right. Let's go ahead and get some lubricant all over everything. Make sure we're good. Firing pin's moving freely. Extractor looks fine. Got plenty of lube in the slide rails. Let's Let's wipe off the excess. All right. Breech face looks good. Gun looks good. We'll even lube up the recoil spring a little bit. Okay. Let's put her back together. Everything seems to be moving nice and smoothly. Gun feels smooth. I do not feel any grit or grime in the gun whatsoever. Wipe off all the excess. All right, guys. Let's fire 10 rounds, confirm function. Here are our magazines. Magazines look good. Take 10 rounds here. Confirm function of the handgun. Okay, you can see the ejection patterns the way it should be. It has nice positive ejection. Going to go ahead, make the weapon ready. And now we're going to lay it in the mud, push it flush, turn it over, push it flush, and fire 10 rounds. All right, so what happened was the slide had not quite gone all the way home. The hammer falling on the second strike, there was a second strike capability function test. Second strike pushed the slide home far enough to where it could fire. All right, I don't know if it did not fire the round or if it just did not lock open. It just failed to lock open. All right, let's go back over and wash it off in the water really quick and just see if we can get it to lock open. All right, 10 more rounds. Okay, so dunk in the water returned it to functioning. Well, guys, we had a conversation. There's 3 of us out here. We talked about what happened during the testing. We all agree that the testing was very fair and the exact same tests were conducted on both pistols. What we found interesting is how well the AREX actually performed. So just as a sidebar, we said, you know what, let's run the AREX till failure. We're not going to dunk it between tests. We're just going to start with water, move to sand, move to dirt, move to mud, and see if we can just get the AREX to choke. So here we go. First 10 rounds. Now, guys, we have not cleaned this pistol. Okay, this gun is dirty after the first round of testing. It has not been cleaned. Nothing's been done to it. Put it in the water. And we're even putting it in dirty water. All right, here we go, 10 rounds. Locked open. Straight to the sand. Decock in the sand. Push until flush. Let's get some sand up on it. Push until flush. Push until flush. 10 rounds. Locked open. We have to wait on a magazine. Omar's over there loading, guys. He's our handy dandy loader today. We only have 2 magazines for the AREX. Okay, let's go ahead and make the weapon ready again. Go straight to the dirt. Push it into the dirt. I'm really pushing it in, guys. Let's push the dirt way up on it. Push it into the dirt. Push the dirt way up on it. 10 rounds. I saw what happened on that first shot. Mud or dirt was actually in front of the hammer. But on the second strike, it cleared that dirt out of the way and it fired all 10 rounds and continued to function. I'm going to tell you guys, I'm blown away so far. I can't believe it's doing this. All right, here we go. Straight to the mud. Turn it over. And 10 rounds. It just didn't lock open. Guys, all right, This little gun has blown me away. Omar, hold on. You can just lay it right there, buddy. All right, so this gun is so dirty. We went from water, sand, mud, or dirt to mud, not cleaning it, just going from one medium to the next, and it continued to function every time. We had one double strike we had to do because dirt was in front of the firing pin. It cleared it right out of the way. Went to mud. It fired all 10 rounds. The only thing it failed to do was lock open. And listen to this. I can just barely move the slide, guys. This thing is absolutely freaking filthy. I did not expect to be that impressed with this handgun. I'll be honest with you, I fully expected the SIG with its to hell reliability and back to beat this little guy, and this thing blew it out of the water. I'm gonna clean it off. Let's just rinse it off here. Just for good measure, on our way out, let's just see if it can fire another 10 rounds. And it locked open after we dunked it in the water. Guys, that thing blows me away. All right, guys, since we did the ultimate test to the AREX and ran it through without cleaning in between each dunk and each type of media, let's just see what happens with the SIG, all right? We can't make any assumptions. We've gotten the SIG fixed, all right? We fully cleaned it. We showed you guys it working. I'm gonna go ahead and function check it here really quick for you guys, just to show that it's properly working. Let's look for the ejection pattern, make sure it's ejecting solidly. Okay, so it's working. Let's do the exact same thing to this pistol as we did to the AREX. Make it ready. Cock. 10 seconds in the same dirty water. Well, not really 10 seconds. We're going to wait till the bubbles stop. Okay, 10 rounds. All right. Omar, catch. Straight into the sand. Maybe this little SIG will redeem itself. Push it flush into the sand. One side. Flush into the sand. Other side. Remember, we were packing a little bit extra around. Okay, 10 rounds. Okay, the gun's unsafe, guys. I can't get it to go into battery. It's the same thing that happened last time with the sand. You can see it's just barely out of battery. Last time I could pound it home. It's not going to go home. Let's go ahead and make the weapon safe. All right, let's go ahead and try it again. The gun's seized up, guys. I can't even get the slide back right now. You can hear it, listen. There's sand in the action of the gun, guys. And I can't get it open. There is no round in the chamber. I don't know what to do. The gun's seized up. Can't continue the testing. We finally got the SIG to open up the slide. The best we can tell is it just got sand in it that was keeping it from unlocking. So we got it locked to the rear. We haven't opened it up yet. We're going to go ahead and field strip it and clean the gun, see if we can get it working again. I hope so. This is a very expensive handgun. But you can see the slide's locked open. Magazine's out of it. I'm going to go ahead. And it seems to be moving freely now. But that's all that's inside the gun, guys. And it was completely seized up. How we got it open was beating it muzzle first into one of these metal barrels. We were just beating it like that until it finally broke itself free and we could get it open. There was not a round in the chamber. I'll be honest with you guys, I'm completely surprised. I cannot believe the SIG was having failures of that type. Hopefully we can get it. I just want to get it running again, show you guys the gun still works. But there's just not that much stuff in it. I expected to see sand all over inside of it, and it's just not the case. All right, let's dry it off. We'll get some lubricant on it here next. Seeing some weird wear patterns right there. I don't know what that is. Could be completely normal, but I just noticed that they weren't there until we started shooting. All right, let's go ahead and this gun scrubber should blast out any type of sand or anything that's into those small areas without actually having to go in and push pins out to try to clean the thing. We should be able to get it working again like this, though, I'm hoping. All right, let's just check the barrel. Barrel's fine, no obstructions. Just gonna wipe it off and give it some lubricant. Let's go ahead and lubricate the slide. Wipe off the excess. Lubricate everything else. Wipe off the excess. Looks good to me, guys. All right, make sure everything's working smoothly. I'll put just a little extra lube on the rails, just so we can run it when I put the slide on and lubricate the rails properly. Go ahead and put the barrel back in, spring. Everything feels smooth. All right, let's just go function check it and make sure that we got the gun working again. But its testing's over for the day, guys. The gun isn't going to pass the same test that the AREX did. Let me grab my ears and eyes real quick. And see if I can find a magazine. So it seems like the gun's working. I have such a hard time reaching that little abbreviated slide stop. I really don't like that thing. All right, guys, we got the SIG working again, but I'll let you guys be your own judge about what you saw here this afternoon. Hopefully you agree it's about as fair as we could make it, and I'll say the results even surprised me. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I tell you, there's 3 of us out here this afternoon. I want to thank everybody that came out, Les and Omar, to help with this testing this afternoon. And I can honestly say I speak for all of us, right, Les, right, Omar? When I say the outcome was surprising to us. We expected the SIG to perform like the Rex 01 pistol performed. Really, the only malfunctions we had with the gun was we had contaminant get in between the hammer and the firing pin on the Rex once, and on the second pull of the trigger it cleared itself and fired anyway. We had no malfunctions otherwise, and we went above and beyond. We even went and tested this gun without dunking it in between each test medium dunk, and I did not expect it to pass that, and yet it did. It just failed to lock open on the last shot fired. Really impressed with the performance of this pistol. The SIG, I really expected it to do better, guys. I've been a big fan of SIG P226 pistols my entire life. When I used to use bulletin board systems back in the 90s, and yes, I'm dating myself, I called myself SIG. That was my online handle, and it was because of the P226. These guns have a very good reputation for reliability. This is a sample set of 1, keep that in mind. I'm not condemning the P226 series of handguns at all, but its performance today was shocking, to say the least. We actually had to stop the test on the second round, where we tried to do to the SIG what we did to the Rex 01 pistol, where we just went from water to sand and mud to dirt, and these bugs are driving me nuts, and it didn't make it. It seized up to the point where we had to beat the gun against one of these barrels just to get it to open up, so we had to stop that testing. it is what it is. Test sample sets of 1 in both cases, but I hope you guys found the video to be interesting. And of course, I welcome your comments down below. We did everything we could to keep the testing equal and fair, but we're always open to suggestions. This is our new testing methodology. If you guys have some ideas on how we can improve this testing methodology, please make those comments down below. Of course, when I do post a new video, I do try to stick around for the first couple of days and read those comments and respond to them if I can. Also, please swing by and check out Copper Custom. If you would like to support the Military Arms channel and the stuff that we do like this, the best way to do that is to swing by again and check out Copper Custom. Also, please be sure to check out full30.com. That's full30.com. We've taken all the web's best firearms content creators and brought them under one roof, and that is full30.com. Thanks again for watching, everybody. Thanks for all the support over the years, and we'll talk to you guys soon.